Ready?
Ready, go ahead.
Hi, my name is Beth Benton, and this is my husband, Dwayne. My husband was diagnosed with a stage 3 glioblastoma brain tumor in November of 2013, and we wanted to share our journey with you. My husband underwent surgery that removed the brain tumor and then 6 weeks of radiation and chemotherapy. Once that ended, they tripled his dose of chemo and he had a severe allergic reaction. We've known since the surgery that these brain tumors, more often than not, come back within 3 to 5 years. I started to research for the past 3 years looking for alternatives for my husband. And last summer, things started to go downhill quite a bit. So we're here to explain to you Dwayne's journey. And Dwayne, what happened last summer or at the beginning of your journey? And what's now?
What's now? I went from feeling like death was right on my door and really close. And then we got contacted by a man.
Amit Batra from Alberta, Canada. We found him on social media, believe it or not.
And he had found us. And from there, that man has been my saint.
Um, through the care of Amit Batra in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, which began the end of last November, Dwayne has regained strength, he's regained memory, processes, simple things that people would consider how to make a pot of coffee. Dwayne used to struggle with that after his surgery. He now can do things easier. The sharp pains in his head have subsided a bit, and every day we see such great improvements in him. And this is due to alternative medicine. Through alternative medicine and Amit Batra, my husband now is getting well. We see improvements daily, from remembering a conversation that we had earlier in the morning. 6 months ago, he wouldn't remember what I said to him 5 minutes ago. And to laugh and to joke and to remember things like getting up in the middle of the night to wish my daughter a happy birthday when she came home from work. Those things he couldn't once do. His color has improved.
Strength has came back 100-fold. I feel strong again. Finally, in 3 years.
Yep, it's been 3 years and a long journey. We only wish that we had come across Amit Batra
3 years ago.
3 years ago. But we are thankful, and we want everyone to know you do have choices. There are alternatives.
Chemo isn't for everybody, and radiation is not for everybody. It may work good for some, not for all.
And there's alternatives. You have to research, find reputable sites. And we were blessed enough to find Amit Batra, who has changed my husband's life around. Through Amit, he told me, he said, there's 3 things. He said, I can treat your husband and he will get well, if it's God's will. He also said that being positive, illness and disease isn't something anyone should own. You need to take the attitude that it is not yours and that it needs to go away. Surround yourself with positive people and things and energy, and keep that positive spirit. You have to have faith, but most of all, you have to believe. As Amit said, believing and being positive is half the battle, that we needed to ensure that we did our part. And his part was providing supplements, healthy eating, organic, no boxed, no canned, no prepared.
True organic, clean foods.
And it has turned my husband's life around, wouldn't you say?
Significantly, yes.
So as we continue this journey with Amit, and our next phase will be to implement hyperbaric treatments for my husband. That will be the complete game changer, because through alternative medicine and Amit Batra, he rids all the toxins in my husband's body, but he also boosts his immune system, which, in order to fight any illness or disease, you have to have optimal immune system to do so. We thank Amit Batra for all he does for my husband, and we hope that others will learn that they too have choices that they can make in regards to their health care. You want to add anything else, Bud?
I foresee the future. I wish everybody to be well. Never carry this. And then I think you did well. This is bad. I mean,
we're a team. We always have been through our whole lives. Our lifestyle has changed. Our eating habits have changed. One thing has never changed, and that's we've always thought positive. We always believe in one another, and we always have strength to do what we need to do. And with Amit, he's helped us to even push that further, and know that with every week that passes, every day that passes, we see changes for the better in my husband, Dwayne. We couldn't ask for anything more, and we know that my husband will beat this completely.
I can feel that.
Thank you, and we wish only health and happiness to all.
For all.
Go a little bit deeper into, your relationship with Amit, and exactly, what's he done exactly? How's he healed you? It's all.
Okay. All right.
How's he helped you feel better?
Through healthy eating, the supplements being my energy was drained so low that I couldn't do anything for a half of a day, or I'd have to sleep for a few hours. I was totally drained. I couldn't do hardly anything. My mind wouldn't function proper at all. And now I can actually work with my hands again. I used to be a contractor.
And Amit treats my husband from 3,000 miles away.
And he does a superb job. I love the man. And I haven't met him, but he was here.
We Skyped. We talk. We message one another daily. I provide him information on my husband's progress or anything he needs to know. And through his supplements, which most people today, I believe, or at least many, don't realize that in the food we eat, it doesn't provide the essential vitamins and nutrients that we need as humans to survive.
And the genetically modified things that are pushed to people to eat, I don't believe people should reconsider all this, because the natural, real stuff is what you need, and that's what's going to make you live strong and carry on. And that's the honest to God truth.
So with Amit, we've started out and we Skyped, and he spoke with Dwayne at at length. Um, we kind of together gave Dwayne a physical exam, but he's very intuitive and he's very wise, and his wisdom is beyond most that we've ever met. And he could tell by looking at my husband and listening to him exactly what he needed to do for him. So we started, and he said to me, "Beth, you must trust me." And I said, "I can't trust anyone because I've had to fight for my husband's care thus far. So if you tell me what your plan is, I will go and research it just to make sure." And he kept saying, "Beth, you just must trust me." It's one man that I would trust with anyone's life today. We have supplements that help keep my husband's alkaline level in his body up. It gives him energy and it boosts his immune system.
Okay.
He also provided us with supplements that are known and have research has been done extensively that rid you of illness and disease. I knew all of this, but I had no idea of dosages and some of the stuff that Amit advised us of. I had no clue that that would help or support anything. Oh, there's some things that my husband had to do in the beginning that maybe he didn't like. And maybe he even grumbled a little bit in changing of his eating habits and what we would eat.
Because I loved my chicken wings and pizza and all that good, all that stuff, but it's not healthy.
But you can eat healthy and still have something that you love, right?
But we
Yes.
actually find other things that are similar. They have the same the same flavors, but is healthy eating. And we find all that, and it's good.
Like ketchup.
Oh.
We buy organic ketchup. It doesn't have preservatives and it doesn't have chemicals. And
It's
yeah, he liked
100%
ketchup
better. I love
before,
it.
but now he's a ketchup junkie on everything that I make. I don't know. At first, it probably was a good thing because my cooking, I had to. One needs to realize that this journey is only as hard as one makes it. And when you have the support of someone like Amit and you have your family to support you, it's only as big of a challenge as you think it is. We choose to laugh, and as Amit would tell me things that Dwayne would need to eat, some things I don't think I heard of, and I'd have to go in search of recipes. And the first time, maybe they weren't so good because I don't think it was the recipe. It might have been the chef. You think?
It wasn't always great at the beginning, no. But now, everybody's learning. It's all learning and learning different things and different foods but that's all positive stuff. And
we wouldn't go back to our other ways.
I would not now. I would not now.
And in fact, we usually take our daughters out to dinner on their birthdays. And so I asked him if Dwayne could go out to eat once. Because we know that there's chemicals, that there's preservatives, and so many things that are not good for a healthy person. And this is something we've learned on our journey. So when someone has an illness, you truly should not. So I explained to him where we were going and that they make their own sauce, and he said yes, he can go once, Beth. So we went, and we were so excited to go because it used to be one of our favorite places to eat. And when we left there, we both chuckled and said, that doesn't taste like it used to. And we prefer eating our healthy lifestyle now, and drinking more water, and listening to Amit, whose wisdom is, I believe, beyond his years. And it's just wonderful because now we can begin to hike again. Dwayne's going to try his kayaking again this year. And if it had not been for Amit and his steadfast regimen, of do's and don'ts to become healthy that we just don't realize without guidance from someone else and learning. We now know that we're both healthier. Um, and there's others that this doctor helps as well. And their stories are important too.
Everybody's story's important.
Yeah. And it's just, we were fortunate enough to find him at Batra. We just hope that others will open their eyes and their hearts and their minds to alternatives.
And for goodness sakes, it's in your mind to understand what is going on with yourself. It's within you. You need to search for it. When I had things going on, I knew what was coming down the road, basically. I didn't know how to express it. But in order to express it, you need to open up your mouth and say it.
You
So
do.
that's important. I mean, you need to open up your mouth and say it. Because there's help out there.
There is. And with Amit, there has been a few times within the past 6 months where there were maybe some symptoms. They were symptoms that Dwayne was having that were very troublesome to both of us. And as usual, Dwayne doesn't speak up right away. He likes to ensure he knows what he's feeling first. And that's okay. But
I'm a studier of my own self.
so I would get on the phone with Amit and explain to him the symptoms. He would explain back to me exactly what was going on, and he would tell me exactly what to do. And then those symptoms would be gone and not to return. And they were just symptoms, because we have to realize, as Amit says, no matter what treatment you choose to heal yourself, you're trying to rid yourself of a severe illness, or what some people, I guess, refer to as a disease. So when you're fighting it, it moves from place to place at first because it doesn't want to leave. So, as Amit says, there's a fight going on in there, and it's moving around a bit. But trust me,
It goes from your head to your kidneys to your liver. You can feel it. When you're in tune with your body, if you allow yourself, you can feel it where it's going, and you can adjust from there. You just need to open up your eyes and your mind. Just allow it to happen.
but now you have no symptoms.
Yeah, I feel great. I mean, what did I say the other day? I could have ran a marathon mile, no problem, and felt good when I was done. And that's where I am.
Yeah.
And there's nothing more positive than that, especially for myself, because I've been a long time to get here.
You have. But it's been a journey where we've learned
Oh, absolutely.
so much about life, each other.
I miss my work, but I'm going to tell you what, this has all shown me a real lot.
And that there are good and sincere people out there who truly have the desire to help you. You just have to seek the help. As my husband said, you have to search inside yourself, and you have to determine for yourself which types of treatments you truly believe with all your being are best for you. For Dwayne, he chose alternative medicine through the guidance of Amit Batra in Canada. Dwayne's symptoms have subsided. His color is better. His energy level is better.
My energy level is through the roof right now. I mean, I feel there's absolutely nothing that I can't do. Nothing.
No.
Absolutely nothing.
And there's a couple of things that Amit advised us that may not truly come back, but they may as well.
But you can never lose hope of it.
Or believe that it will.
That's right.
And it's just, if you can go from where my husband was to sleeping the majority of the day last summer, not having the energy to even walk about outside, to
Being freezing cold on a nice sunny day.
to where he is now, after Amit has provided us with a regimented routine through nutrition and supplements, exercise. My husband was out rototilling the garden. He's been putzing around.
There
with
hasn't
things.
whatever needs to be done right now. I'm great for doing whatever, and I'm grateful and I'm thankful.
Did you guys have a garden before you met Sonny?
We did have a garden, but not in several years. And the reason we have a garden is because I can't find enough non-GMO, true organic vegetables to feed my husband that are full of nutrients that he needs to continue on his journey to recovery. Plus ensure that I feed our daughters and whoever comes to my house
Clean.
clean, nutritious food. So we discussed this winter that let's have a garden. So after researching companies, determining which seeds were truly organic, and being blessed by knowing a couple of people that grow organic heirloom tomatoes and peppers, we will have our own fresh vegetables that haven't been sprayed with pesticides, herbicides. That through Amit we've learned even more the contaminants that are in our food and that truly do harm to us. We just hope that people take the time.
If people truly understood what is in all of this stuff, they would I don't know, so maybe some people don't care, but I'm telling you, the clean eating it will make you feel probably 85 to 90% better.
Yeah, and you're going to get to the 100%.
Oh, I'm going all the way with this one, but I mean, this is my fight. I'm not a loser.
That's it. And this is the attitude that Amit was very upfront with us, that we needed to make sure that we carried through our lives with this. And as you can see, my husband has the right attitude.
I'll
to
take
get
a
better.
challenge.
He's never once had a pity party for himself. He's never once complained. And this was a man that 3 years ago didn't know what a penny was, didn't know what 1 + 1 was.
I didn't know my numbers for nothing. I couldn't sit down with a piece of paper. I could not write anything because I didn't know what I was writing. And that's pretty scary stuff. And when you can start returning stuff like that, it's priceless.
It really is. And whether you're just viewing this out of curiosity or if you have a severe illness, it's important for you and your loved ones to stay positive. Don't own it.
And speak up and say it. There is people that can help for just about any kind of ailment out there.
A natural way.
A natural way, without doing all this harmful stuff that kills parts of your body, or at least damages parts of your body. And those parts of your body you can't replace when they're gone. It's not there.
Just do your research. Study. look up things
And
and be compassionate to the individual that has this severe illness. You haven't walked in their shoes. You can't truly fathom all that goes on. And as someone who is supporting that individual, can't wallow in your own feelings of self-pity either. You need to be strong. You need to be happy. You need to be positive for that individual and help them find a way to be well if that's what they want in their life. And that's what we do with Sunny. We've found a way for my husband to keep healing and healing more and more. And every day we're amazed at the things that he now can do again that he couldn't do, things that most people take for granted. Knowing your left from your right.
I may be sitting here sounding all real emotional and stuff like that, but it's not just emotion. It is emotion. I mean, you feel so good, and you just want everybody to know how you feel. So if they start to experience something, they grasp onto it, hopefully remember it, so they can get well, be well. That's what needs to be done. Everybody needs to share what goes on, so true stories can come out. I mean, not everybody's story is going to be the same, and that's not the way it works. But there's, trial and error. That's all you can do.
Yes, I guess I learned that as I was doing my research for 3 years. There was things that I found would help them. Kale and asparagus are very good for anyone with illness, and blueberries, any kind of berries, turmeric. Um, you have to be careful, as with even a medical doctor who you choose to help you through your illness. And you have to get references, and you have to check. You can't assume anything. We're all human. But you can find ways that are not evasive on your body to heal yourself. And through all my research, it was just, all of it was confirmed by a med. Everything I had learned and taught myself and was doing a little bit at a time was confirmed to me by a med that what I was doing was great, but we needed to up it. Quite a bit, he said. And which we did. And I don't know, we just enjoy life. We're happy. We have all we need. We have a wonderful friend now in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, who's just not treating my husband. But he's a true, sincere individual that I can honestly say comes from a place of sincere love to help others. There's no other words that can express how he does this. He asks for nothing, just to help. And he just keeps helping and helping and helping and say, okay, Beth, we can fix this. And dear Lord, he does. He just fixes it naturally. Does this happen overnight? Absolutely not. If anybody thinks that they're going to get
Healthy overnight is crazy.
Healthy and well overnight, you need to take a step back and realize. Amit told us this would be a journey. And it wasn't going to be a 6-month journey. It was going to be a year and a half, maybe 2. But the sky is the limit because we're only 6 months into this. And we couldn't have even imagined that what my husband has gained back.
From where I came from to where I am right now, it's like the night and day different. There's there's not a not a comparison. I mean, there's just not.
And another thing, 6 months ago, my husband wouldn't even been able to sit here and talk to you
No, I
because
wouldn't.
he would have forgotten what he was saying in the middle of his sentences, and then he couldn't have remembered. He would start talking and forget. Through a mitt, my husband can carry on conversations
I carry
now.
on conversations again, and that's nice. That's beautiful.
He doesn't have to feel frustrated that he can't remember what he was saying. He hadn't I guess the strength and the will, the bravery that my husband has had, and he hid a lot from people, but being his wife for 30 years, you kind of know these things, and we hid a lot from others. And now we can just be, and especially my husband can just be. He can be content being who he is, and have learned so much on this journey that we just hope others have the same opportunity to come from a place of illness to a place of returning to health and well-being and being able to enjoy the life you were rightfully given, so that you too can go on and enhance the lives of others. Yeah?
Yes. Let the story be told.
Is there something else you want us to talk about?
That's good with me. It was good with you. You guys think you pretty much said what you wanted to say?
I think so, because I don't want to
They'll edit it. Just
start
keep the best parts.
I don't want to kind of keep recapping.
No, I don't. We just want to ensure that
Everybody knows. I mean,
there's alternative medicine out there.
There's more than all the abrasive things. There's more out there than just, because that don't just work for everybody. Maybe.
So what do you think? Do you think that medicine in America is more about corporate greed than it is about?
I absolutely do, but I was kind of dancing around that one a little bit, but if you want me to be that honest, you bet it's corporate greed. Pharmaceutical. I don't agree with pharmaceutical. I think they push it way too far. I see a lot of people with big problems now because of pharmaceutical, and I could carry on about that for a long time.
And there's
But
a Ferguson report in the Library of Congress that's from 1953 that actually our government asked this man, Mr. Ferguson, to compile a report and to investigate the FDA and Big Farm. You can go find this in the Library of Congress. It's the Ferguson report of 1953. He presented it, and he concluded that there was a conspiracy. All of it was hidden from public eye, and nothing further was done. Big Farm, the FDA, there's so much greed that gets in the way. In the beginning, maybe people come up with medicines because in their hearts they're truly trying to help. Then greed steps in. Money. And lining your pockets. The Hoaxie Clinic that's now in Mexico used to be in Texas. That clinic was curing people many years ago in the 70s. You can go read about that as well. The records were destroyed. The doctor shut down. Why? Because he was curing people naturally, and it was taking big money away from big farm. The government couldn't regulate it and couldn't cash in. He moved to Mexico, and that practice is still there today. I don't know an awful lot about the Hoaxie Clinic other than it is alternative medicine, but it's just an instance of where the truth has been hidden from us, suppressed.
People have been killed. And that's for positive.
Because they know of ways to cure people that don't include.
And the government don't want anybody to know about stuff like this because there's too much
at stake.
There's too much at stake. I mean, there's big money in pharmaceutical, and I don't agree with it. A lot of people don't agree with it.
Well, if you think, it wasn't too long ago on the news, in fact, the EpiPen, which that is a product that can save someone's life if they get stung by a bee. And they raised the cost
So much
that people couldn't purchase it and insurance companies couldn't cover it.
That's that's a small example.
When you're thinking about what your insurance doesn't cover and you have big co-payments to pay for traditional medicine, it doesn't cost that much more out of pocket to treat yourself with alternate ways. Again, it's a mindset. If you tell yourself you just can't afford something, you won't be able to. When we first started on this journey, I thought, organic food, wow, that's going to be costly. We're going to do it anyway. But you know what?
It's not that bad.
It's not that bad because I'm not buying the junk. I'm not buying the bags of munchies. I'm not buying stuff that we shouldn't eat, the canned foods, the boxed foods. And I don't spend any more on my groceries than I used to, but we're eating healthier. Thanks to Amit explaining to me. And my husband's supplements, maybe at first it seems like a lot of money.
In hindsight,
there you can't put a dollar value on your health.
There's not a dollar value you can put on your life if you're truly interested in living.
That's exactly right. And you're putting good things in your body. And what we've also learned, and Amit didn't so much, I guess Amit said that we could order our supplements from him or we could get him here in the United States. And I said to him, well, I've done my research on supplements and vitamins here in the United States, and most of them aren't what the label says they are. So I really don't know where to get them, so I guess I will get them from you. Kind enough to explain to me why he used the brands he used, and that they were trusted, and that they were pure. But that's just another facet. If you're going to do this, you have to do it all the way. And it's an easy of a journey as you make it, or it's as difficult of a journey that you make it. But that decision is ultimately yours. We choose to make it a fun, happy journey and learning.
Sweet.
Think that's good?